There are so many reasons, even this year, to start a YouTube channel, even if you're starting from the very beginning. I'm just an average guy trying to make $100,000 online only using things like Amazon and YouTube, and I'm posting about it every day until I do. And yesterday on Amazon and YouTube, I only made about 30 bucks, and that's a really low day for me. And yet I still say now is a great time to start YouTube. And the reason is, honestly, there are so many reasons. This video is only going to scratch the surface on some of the things. Number one, it's a worldwide audience now. Like, this didn't always be the case, but in the early days of YouTube, very American audience, but now it is global. It is like all over the place, except for a few places like China, but that's another story. But if you're trying to reach a massive audience, there's no better place than YouTube. Yeah, there's like, websites, there's other social media, but YouTube is like they say it's the second biggest search engine. It's really different than a search engine in a lot of ways. And yet you're getting your message out there. And I would say if you're trying to reach a massive audience with a message, this is the best place to do it. Now, I would say, here's why it matters. Even if you don't have a business, if you've ever said, I wish the world was a little bit different in this way, a certain way, fill in the blank, whatever way that you think the world needs to be different, if you're serious about that, then put that message on YouTube, man. Like, tell people how the world needs to change. And if you have any aspirations of the world getting better, start a YouTube channel. Now, you don't have to be a charismatic person to do this. You don't have to be the most convincing person in the world to do this. You simply have to have a passion and an idea about how the world needs to change, and put your voice out there in terms of speaking your truth, whatever that truth may be. Even if I disagree with it, even if other people disagree with it, if you want to make the world a better place at all, then I would say you need to have a YouTube channel.
I never thought of it like that.
Number two, I would say, is very, very similar to that first one, but in terms of like having a massive audience, having a massive ability to reach lots of people means that you can find your tribe. You can find people. You can find your people. Not to say that you start a YouTube channel just because you want friends. I mean, if you want to, that's great. Go for it. But even just having this YouTube channel, a lot of my family, a lot of my friends just simply don't understand the passions that I have. But it's great to be able to connect with like-minded people and say, hey, we found each other. We found our people. And simply the community aspect of YouTube is an awesome thing. Business aside, money aside, even if none of those things were on the table, YouTube in and of itself is a great medium just for connecting with like-minded individuals. Through YouTube, we can say, hey, maybe my sphere of influence in the physical real world is so small, and I personally live in a small town. It's hard to find people who are thinking the same way as me, but on YouTube, we really can find each other. We can find our tribe, we can find our people, and we can connect with people all over the world by doing that. Really cool thing.
That's so cool, man.
Number three, great reason to start a YouTube channel is simply because it's here. It's free. I mean, like, think about all the ways, all the technology that has come into being able to have a video service where you can just turn on your phone. I mean, so many things lined up so that we can have this today. And it's so easy. It's easier than ever to start a YouTube channel. You simply record yourself on a video using your phone, using something that you already have, and you can just click a few buttons and upload it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished, but simply having this free means to do that. I mean, I think everybody should give it a try, even if you don't think you're going to do it long term. Just being able to practice speaking your thoughts, practice connecting with people, finding an audience, and these kinds of things. These are things that are going to help you not just build your channel itself, but also in real world. Being able to speak about things that you're passionate about, being able to even challenge yourself to speak about things that you don't know quite about just yet, but you can research a little bit and put something together in like a essay kind of format, and just be able to speak about these things and hone your craft, hone your speaking ability so that you get better and more professional in your own personal life as well, or professional life. And it's free. It's free to do this. And to a degree, you don't have to tell anybody in your, real personal life about your YouTube channel, but you can get feedback from other people all over the world about how you're progressing in these things. I would say it's such a good thing to have a YouTube channel now, because it's free. It helps you. You can reach a global audience. You can find your people, all these kind of reasons. But I think number one is, at least for me, is that even when you're busy, even when you don't have time to put into it, by having a YouTube channel, you're actually able to get an income, what becomes a passive income over time, even when you do nothing. Now, this might not be the best day for me to illustrate this because I did have such a low day in terms of my 3 monetized YouTube channels and Amazon influencers. Just was a really small day compared to many of my days and really what I want to get to, which is $274 per day, which is $100,000 in a year. But even still, like I didn't put any time whatsoever into my YouTube channels, except for this daily video that I've been doing, which is really about 8 minutes of talking and maybe 20 minutes of editing. I didn't put hardly any time yesterday into it, and it still made money. And honestly, this channel that I'm talking to right now, this channel that you're watching, isn't even monetized. So that $30 didn't come from this channel. It came from other channels that I didn't do anything with yesterday, or even in the last few days. I've just had such a busy week that I haven't been able to put time into these things, and yet they still continue to make a little bit of money. Here's what I would say about that. The number one reason to make a YouTube channel is that you can work on it whenever you want. Like, if you have a busy week, you don't have to do anything for it. If you have some extra time, you can make a video. You can record something short. You can record something long. If you have a passionate topic that you want to talk about, you can take your time. You can put a lot of effort into it, and you can do it at your own pace. The coolest thing about YouTube is that it's here for you when you want it.
I'm here for you, man.
That is such a cool thing. And I know you could say that about lots of different mediums, whether, Facebook or your blog or whatever. But when it comes to YouTube specifically, not only is it here when you want it, but your audience is also going to be here when you need them. You can go 6 months without posting, and as soon as you post your comeback video again, as long as it's a good video, your audience is going to see it. Because YouTube's algorithm has evolved to the point of, yes, it favors people, the videos that people have watched more recently. But if your comeback video it's a good video and you haven't posted since then, and your audience has shown good engagement on in the past, YouTube is going to surface that video for them again. YouTube is it's gotten to the point that it really is, in my opinion, the perfect social media. Now, there are other social medias, and I'll talk about those probably in a couple days here. There's one called Be Real that my family and I really like to use. And of course, there's Facebook where you can connect with your family and your friends, and they're all on there and that kind of thing. But if you're seeking to reach a global audience with your message and find your people and be able to work on it when you want to, there's not a better place than YouTube. This is just my opinion. I have several YouTube channels. Each one has a different niche, and they're each growing at their own pace. And hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm just an average guy.